Hello, welcome back. If you have been listening, you know we are in a process. If you haven't listened our previous 2 episodes, please go back and listen. Today, we have a question for you. Are you a listener? Are you a good listener? As the world gets busier and we respond by becoming more chaotic, one thing that gets lost is the ability to calm ourselves down. We call it Tignam recovery. Quiet our mind and set the clear intention of listening better. In teachings, clients to be better during their key performance, like in meetings, negotiation, presentation, one of the most essential is defining and setting what success would look. In this scenario, listening is a critical element in creating that success. Yes, you heard that right. A big part of being a great presenter is listening. The ability to listen is the core of interpersonal relationship. It is not so much the word we speak or the deed we do that helps the elderly hospitalized or shut in, but it is our presence and our being there. It is a great gift to be able to attentive, receptive, and listen with personal concern. Many times, we are merely spectating lazily due to be inattentive. We judge others according to our value system. While we are listening, we classify people as type. Why? Sometimes our listening is actually our waiting for our turn to speak. Only by training our mind to focus on content that brings us joy can we begin to influence the emotions that cause us distress. Modern psychology has established a link between gratitude and the reduction of depression and anxiety. Cultivating positive thoughts like gratitude rather than focusing on negative thoughts is a way too. Our life depends on the kind of thoughts we nurture. If our thoughts are peaceful, calm, meek, kind, then that is what our life is like. If we focus on negative circumstances, we can be drawn into a whirlpool of thoughts and can have neither peace nor tranquility. Modern research indicates that our brain does a poor job of multitasking. So, as we train our mind to practice gratitude, we simultaneously lose focus on those things which brings us anxiety. What was that again? Did you get that? Many times people are marginal listener, distracted, multitasking, selective, and limited by a mindset. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Erich Fromm, an American psychologist and philosopher known for his work on human nature, puts listening and understanding on an equal scale. Further, he defines it as the art of unselfish understanding. Fromm said that basic rule of practicing this art is the complete concentration of the listener. That to be able to truly listen, one must free his mind, process, freely working imagination, and be able to emphasize to feel the experience of the others. And that's why we called our slogan creativity with fearless creativity, ideation with fearless creativity. When talking to someone, aren't you attended? When this person look at you with a blank state glances at his phone everyone in a while to check a message, is not really present in the conversation because his mind is filled with other thoughts other than what you are saying. I tell you, it's pretty annoying. Modern times have made it difficult for us to master the art of listening because we often have fallback grudges to repeat what we have been said. A lecture or talk can always be recorded. So if one misses one thing, all we need to do is to rehear. That was said in the audio and video material, whatever you are listening. In the past, Stripped of electronic devices, people had no choice but to sit through a lecture and take down notes. They had to listen in full attention. The connectivity between eyes, ears, and the motor skill was so correlated and important. And that's why the information was getting registered much better. Study shows that when listening is not in its desired active state, people only remember 50% of what they have heard and only 10% of the initial message retention lost all within 3 days. It must be a nightmare for passionate professors to teach students. Listening has been treated as a passive activity, something that needs to no effort or reciprocal action. Listening is a crucial part of conversation. It is not merely a door to information. Rather, good listening fosters better relationship, learning, reflection, and realization. When put to good action, listening gives way to fulfillment and success. So again, are you a good listener? Do you pick up only some keywords and concepts, then make these your basis for the acceptance or rejection of a thought or idea? The wrong kind of listening can stir many misunderstandings and bring out weak decisions. In business, it can make you miss an opportunity for growth and success. In the book, The One Device, The Secret History of iPhone, author Brian Merchant relate that at the one set, Steve Jobs didn't like the idea of producing a smartphone, but with the prodding to the team, he thought his position on the matter. He asked Scott Foster, a member of his team, and who later created the iPhone operating system, to get people from the existing Apple staff to be part of the iPhone project. After its launch in January of 2007, the iPod sold over 1.4 million units in less than 5 months. After it was made available for sale in the US market in the same year, Time magazine named the iPhone as the innovation of the year. During the launch of the iPhone, Steve Jobs described Apple innovation as the revolutionary and magical product that is 5 years ahead of any other mobile phone. Had Jobs not listened and changed his stand, Apple would have had a different outcome in the market. Seth Godin, the best-selling author of This is Marketing, said that the hardest step in better listening is the first one. Do it on purpose. Make an effort to be good at it. He explained that he should reward our listeners and with enthusiasm. More importantly, learn from the conversation. His advice is playback what you hear, but in your word, using your situation. Take what you heard and make it the foundation of what you are trying on as your next idea. The growth mindset starts with what comes in through your ears. You can cultivate a discipline for growth by allowing the right information to infiltrate your mind as well as educate your perspective. Proverbs says, "Let the wise hear and increase in learning, and the one who understands obtain guidance." You can learn much about issues and opportunity by taking a moment to hear and receive input. Doing this can help you to visualize better. Some of the better examples of good listening can be in the field of customer advice. Among the classic story in customer service is the tale of Josie's extended vacation at Ritz-Carlton. The story begins with the Hunt family, who after staying at this bridge, accidentally left behind Josie's a stuffed toy giraffe. Mr. Hunt called the Ridge to explain what happened and mentioned how his young son was distressed about leaving behind his favorite toy. Mr. Hunt also mentioned in the call that to appease his son, he asked to make it look like Josie was also having an extended stay at the Ridge. Mr. Hunt further requested the hotel if they could kindly take a photo of the giraffe having a day of at the pool, he also asks to have a Joshi's shipped as soon as possible as his son misses him. What was extraordinary about this story was not that the hotel complied to what Mr. Han asked for, but the other things they did after their call. The hotel manager listened well to what Mr. Han was saying and empathized with his son's feeling, realizing that it will take days to ship the toy to the Han family. The risk staff began to beef up Mr. Han's extended vacation excuse. They started staging vacation scenes and took photos of Josie's sunbathing at the hotel's poolside, browsing the internet at the business center, having fun with the other stuffed toys, relieving stress at the spa, driving a buggy to the beach, and so on. Together with the shipment, they also sent an album of photos detailing Josie's stay at the Ritz. Some of the hotel's branded goodies are football and a frisbee. Because the Ritz-Carlton staff were great listeners, the incident earned the hotel gratitude and loyalty at the Hunt family. It also brought a lot of positive publicity, with Ritz-Carlton placed as one of the best at customer service. The case became a legend in the service industry, and here we are now again talking about it and sharing it with you. Good listening, when put into action, allows a company to be a cut about its competitor. One can dissect the action of the manager at Ridge in 4 qualities as follows. Care and concern. To be a good listener, you must be caring and concerned. You must also have a respect for the dignity of a person as well as that diversity. You must learn how to exercise conscious honesty, which is not always easy. It is very challenging to interact while withholding judgment and patiently developing trust so that the person will be able to express emotion. You must listen as someone who has known grief, anger, pain, depression, and other feeling and mood that the other person reveals you into the other. Become aware of the person's frame of mind and emotional condition. Rather than being the one setting tone of the encounter, you must cue into the other and base what you say on their needs. Sit whenever possible into the other and be so as not to assume a superior or condescending position. Repeat phrases, if necessary, to reassure the person that you are listening to what he or she is saying. Allow anger or tears if that feeling is present, because this relieves pressures. Build rapport. One of the prerequisites of fruitful customer engagement is that the person to whom your efforts are directed must trust the person who is offering his or her concern. This trust may be very cautious and fragile at first, but will depend on the encounters go on. The person being visited must be accepted, or he or she is confidentiality must be respected. We should gauge your words by the condition and receptivity of the person you are talking to and not by a schedule. You have to exercise this while at the same time cooperating with the regulations of our company. If a person is not communicative, the response can often be elicited by the mentioning things in the immediate environment, such as flower pictures, the view from the window, or even the food. Dealing with negatives. If negative feelings are directed towards you, don't take them personally. Those reactions could be symptoms of a disease, of frustration or anger. You should learn how to listen to what is not being said. It will indicate what is perhaps being avoided. However, take notes. That suggestion should never be brought up unless the person is able and willing to deal with it. Agree with the negative comment if it is an accurate one, but also suggest a positive alternative if there is one. Be a companion. Don't expect yourself to be a miracle worker. Compassion means suffering with. By practice, above your 4 points, we should be able to improve your listening skills. Listening is a mean of success, if only it will be a serious effort to understand, emphasize, learn, and be a basis of proper action. In order to plan further action, it is important that we need to visualize the offering, benefits, and the values we are to provide our customers. And this is what exactly we will be discussing in our next episodes. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.